Stock market drops, interest rates go up, inflation still high. Welcome to the monthly update for Control and Compound in October. Hi, I'm Darren Mitchell. Joining me today is Christina White. Christina, how are you?
Hey Darren, I am doing great. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. Okay, so we got October update. We got the CNC close on. Let's jump right into it, Christina. What's going on with the stock market year to date?
Well, the stock market has been trending in the same direction since what we've been seeing. It's down about 14 to 15% here in Canada, and then in the U.S. they recently just made it to that bear market territory. They're down about 20% year to date over there. So bear market. We don't like to hear those words, but Darren, what is the definition of the bear versus the bull market? Why don't we chat about that?
Yeah, great question. So what's the difference between a bear market and a bull market? Think of a bull raises their horns. They raise their horns up. That means things are going up. Okay? A bear swipes down. So a bear swipes down. So a bear market's a down market. Typically, a bull market is plus 20% from the lows. So we're up 20%. And a bear market is minus 20%. So the Dow Jones just entered that minus 20%. So the technical definition is it's a bear market. In Canada, we could be headed there soon. So, not great if you're heavily invested in the stock market, and there could be more pain to come. And then, speaking of pain, Christina, what about interest rates?
Well, as we talked about in our last update in September, the Bank of Canada was coming out, that same week with their update, and as predicted, as we thought might happen, they raised those rates again. So we saw an increase of 75 basis points in that most recent increase back, and we still got another one to go. So 75 basis points. That was a doozy.
And just to sort of clarify what a basis points is. So what is a basis point? A basis point is 1/100th of a percent. So if it was 100 basis point increase, it would be a 1% increase. We had a 75 basis point increase, so it's 0.75%. So just to put that in perspective, if you have a $500,000 mortgage, or you're looking to buy a house or a property and you have $500,000 mortgage, at 4%, that would cost you $2,630 a month, $2,630. At 5%, it would go up $278 to about $2,908. So $278 on a $500,000 mortgage if the rate went from 4 to 5. The kind of rule of thumb is, for every 100,000 of mortgage you have, a 1% increase is going to mean about $50 to $60 of extra payment on a 25-year mortgage. Okay? What are we on to next, Christina?
So we talk about those interest rates going up and the reasoning behind those interest rates going up. We know that, the other word that's out there, inflation, right? What are we sitting at for inflation? Well, not much change there. We're still around that 7 to 8% inflation. Now, it's slightly down due to gas prices, but everything else is up. So you're not feeling that slight down at the grocery store, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's a lot of concern for the coming winter months with the price of fuel, electricity, heating oil, gas for the home. So a lot of nervous Canadians out there. It could be worse. I mean, we can look at our friends in Europe. I mean, Russia's now shut off the gas to a lot of Europe. And they were heavily dependent upon Russia for their fuel. So, I read the other day, there's some Hungarian businesses are facing a 750% increase in their power. We've got the Eiffel Tower shutting down an hour earlier every night because the government's trying to reduce energy consumption. We've got German bakeries not being able to be open because they can't afford to heat their ovens. We've got greenhouses in Europe that grow food for a lot of different industries, or a lot of different products. They're actually shutting down now because they can't afford to heat the greenhouse. So, big trouble on the energy market in Europe, and it'll be interesting to see how Canadians fare this winter. Hopefully a lot better off. And then, Christina, I always got to get Bitcoin in here. Love the Bitcoin. Bitcoin down 56% year to date. So don't love trajectory of Bitcoin. Still think Bitcoin long term is going to be great. But again, this isn't financial advice on whether you should buy Bitcoin. But the numbers are down 56% year to date. So what about the housing market, Christina? How's that doing? Everything else seems to be going down except interest rates and inflation are going up. What are housing prices doing?
So it really depends on where you're living. It's not a blanket market out there, right? We're seeing different things in different places. There definitely are decreases out there, but it's not quite the same as what we're seeing in the stock market. That straight downside. It is different on where you live. So we could look right across the country, and we're going to see a different projections in each place. Thanks for listening so far. I'd like to take a moment to remind everyone to subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Hit the button on YouTube, and more importantly, if you're finding value from this content, reach out to us on our website, controlandcompound.com.
And then for Bitcoin now, again, for those of you that follow Bitcoin, there's those key numbers where it falls under. It's like when it gets under $20,000 per Bitcoin US. It was down to like 19,000 and change. Well, historically, or months ago, historically, that meant that, if it was 20,000 in the States, it'd be 25,000 here. But now with the change of the dollar, it's a big deal because the Canadian dollar is also tumbling, Christina. So the dollar, I think, March 30th of 2022, this year, the dollar was at 80 cents. Okay, 80 cents versus American dollar. And what is it today, Christina?
We're sitting at 73% or 73 cents. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. 73 cents. It's just really upsetting. I feel like we've got a lot of downer news right now, and this Canadian dollar is also one of them. It's now at 73 cents.
Yeah, so that's a 2-year low, lowest point it's been in 2 years, and a 9% drop since the end of the first quarter of this year. So a 9% drop. So you start thinking that, roughly a 10% difference for those people that go to the South or go to the U.S. for vacations or extended period of time in the winter, if prices are up 10% and your Canadian dollar dropped in value 10%, that's a 20% increase on average for those goods and services you need to use in the U.S. Not to get into the whole trading our largest trading partners. So again, not great news there.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of small businesses feel it too, right? Especially when they're purchasing from the U.S. and those overall costs, and then you've got the heating costs, and then you've got, it really starts adding up for those business owners.
And then those business owners have to pay shipping costs that are sometimes up 400% and 500% coming from China and Europe. Yeah, so a lot of not great news for some business owners, but there's also some positive news out there too, because in every different economy, there's all kinds of ways to make money. So it doesn't really matter what's going on with the overall economy. There's still ways to make money if you find the right slot for you. And then industry news, Christina. We got some new updated stats from LIMRA. That's the Life Insurance Marketing and Research Association. And they put out numbers about life insurance sales in Canada, the U.S. And the first half of 2022, whole life sales in Canada were $556 million of premium. The fourth quarter typically is always the best quarter, so we're looking at probably another record year. Put that in perspective, in 2021, $1.15 billion went into whole life. So you think not people aren't doing whole life, $1.15 billion. 2020, it was $854 million. So we've got a 35% increase in Canada from 2020 to 2021 in whole life dollars going in. So 35% increase. And to put it in perspective, whole life in Canada represents about 63% of all life insurance premiums. Okay, so we get the universal life, and term would be the other ones. Term would be way more products, right? The number of cases sold, term by far exceeds anyone. But overall premium, whole life is 63%. So that's pretty huge. And we're, fairly similar in the U.S. side. Fourth quarter in the U.S. of 2021, whole life sales were up 27%. That's the largest growth for whole life sales in a quarter in 30 years. So, Christina, why are whole life sales up so much in Canada? Why are they up so much in the States? Why do you think that is?
Well, to me, I think the biggest by far is the certainty in whole life, right? We're seeing a lot of uncertainty out there, like we just discussed in all the different markets, and having something that you can depend on, which is what it is. It's it stays the same year over year. It's dependable, right? You've got that certainty, and we talk about that a lot. Having something that you can have control of, you can depend on, and that's what the whole life offers to clients. And I think that's why people, and I think as well that more people are taking the time to learn about it, right? They're investing in themselves, like we talked about. They're investing in knowledge. They're going out there. They want to learn new things. They don't want to just follow the mainstream and what they're doing. They want to learn what they can do to improve. And I feel that that's why we're seeing these sales go up.
Yeah, no, I think you're bang on. I think times of uncertainty, people want certainty. We're also seeing increasing taxes. And we'll forecast of massive increase in taxes to pay for all this government spending. And as taxes go up, a tax-free environment or tax-deferred environment like whole life is extremely attractive. And when you're planning for the future, and then to your point, like just the word is getting out there with technology and videos and books, that the word is spreading that all the benefits and features of this. So this is up 35% year over year, just unbelievable. And then the last thing we'll get to is Control and Compound CNC news. We've got a new hire started this month. Jill, welcome aboard. So some of you that are clients might be hearing from Jill. What else is new at Control and Compound, Christina?
The only one I want to mention, Darren, is you've got the big fishing trip coming up, right? You're headed to Alaska, and we know that's where the book starts, right? Be the bank. And with all this news we just said, we went through, you're heading to Alaska. Tell us a little bit about that, Darren.
Well, it's funny. I think everyone should get together a pool of money and sort of try to convince me not to go to Alaska. Because as Christina mentioned in my best-selling book, Be the Bank, first page or two I get into, it was 2008. I was fishing in Alaska with my buddy. It was beautiful, Glacier Mountains, catching salmon, bears, wild horses, incredible. And then the market started crashing, and I would drive his truck to the top of a hill, my old BlackBerry, and try to get reception and call to see how much did the market drop. How, it was just totally, I was helpless. I was out of control. My clients were out of control. And that's really where this infinite banking, high cash value sort of journey started. But anyway, I'm going back this October. So October 2008, it didn't work out well for the markets. Hopefully it wasn't me that caused the markets to drop in 2008. So me going back won't have the same effect. But yeah, looking forward to a little salmon fishing in Alaska this month.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome. And we've already, dividend rates were done back in June, right? So you can rest easy. Nothing's going to change while we're gone. You're gone. You got until next June before we're going to get any updates. So you should be fine without cell service.
So whole life will not drop in value when I travel.
I promise.
And last night, 2008, it went up anyway. So anyway, so that's the monthly update for October. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you always know when new content is coming out. For more helpful tips and tricks, visit our Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok pages at Control and Compound. If you want to reach out to us directly or work with us, visit our website at controlandcompound.com. The links are in the show notes below. See you next episode.